viewing, and we're going to do, that is like, you know what a comprehension is, right? So reading and viewing is practicing our comprehension. I'm going to teach you a few ideas on how to do that better. Okay, so when you go back to school, you'll be really, really good at it. Ooh, I see we're getting, everybody's joining us now. That is awesome. Very good. This is good. So as you can see, this is my name, Sheena Cooney. Okay, you can call me Sheena, it's fine. And I'm sure you are all the grade 5s, am I right? Yes, so you're sure you're in grade 5. Okay, then you're in the right place. Good, good. Okay. So we're getting a few more people. Sometimes we just have to be a little bit patient because it takes a while for our friends and peers to come online. Because remember, we're teaching all over South Africa, so we want everybody to be able to join us. Okay. So it's quite a few of you there. This is awesome. Right. Okay, so hopefully I'm going to start a few minutes early since you guys are there patiently waiting for me. I'll still be going over this, so I'm sure whoever joins next will not miss anything. So at the end of this lesson, you should know how to improve your pronunciation. Ooh, it's moving a bit far for me. Okay, how to improve your pronunciation skills, how to, don't know why it's jumping, guys, how to increase your vocabulary, how to identify unfamiliar words, how to skim for a general idea, how to scan for information, and how to answer questions. Okay. Now, reading strategies are very important when we're trying to answer questions. And when we are reading, I would like you guys to try the following ideas. Now, you're welcome to write them down and take notes because you can use this information for not only English, but any subject, okay? You can use it for your content subjects, you can use it for Afrikaans. It will help you across the board. So the first thing we do is we look at pictures. We sound out and blend words you do not know. Let me go back. I don't want to show you an example just yet. Look for familiar words inside other words and break words into syllables. So I'm going to stop at the first one. For example, look at pictures. So look at the pictures. And I have one for you. So can you all see that picture nicely? Right. I would like someone to tell me exactly what they see in that picture. Would someone like to answer? Just go to the chat or put your hand up. There we go. Praise.
I see a hippo and a bird.
Very nice. And what else do you see other than the hippo and the bird, Praise?
I see water and a little bit of mud.
That is excellent. The hippo and the little bird. The hippo is in the water and in some mud. That is exactly what I see too. Well done. Welcome, Jean-Luc. I'm seeing a few more people join us. It's absolutely awesome. The next thing we do is we sound out and blend words we don't know. Okay, so we look up for familiar words inside other words. Now, can you all see this word? Let's go back. Can you see this word? Teacher, right. So I have the word teacher. Apologies, I've gone to the wrong screen. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to forward a bit. Back to where we were. Now, teacher, who cannot read that word? Can you all read that word?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Okay, now, what if I was someone that did not know this word and could not read this word? How would I figure out what it says and how to say it? Does anybody have any suggestions for me? I see a few hands up. Who do we have over here?
You can break the word down.
You can break the word down. Very good. Break it down. Hold on to that thought. Anybody else?
Coming.
Yes.
Ma'am, you can put the words to.
You can? You can
Put the words together, ma'am, like T, E, A, C, H, E, R, and then, ma'am, you make it one word.
Well done. Does that help you read it, young man?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. That's what I like to hear. Let's see what we have here then. Can you find this word in there?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. T. So that is another way of doing it. You can look for words that you know, and you can look for them in a word to see if you understand it. Okay, now I do know this is a word you do understand, but I'm just using it as an example. Okay. Next we have each. Can you see the word each is in teacher?
Yes.
Good.
Yes, ma'am.
Teach. Can you see that one?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
And heard. Did you guys find that one?
Yes, ma'am.
That was a sneaky one. Okay, so now when you come across a word that you don't know, always try and find words inside it, like a game. Okay, and that will help you pronounce it and figure out what it's trying to say. Break words into syllables. Who knows exactly what that means? Like previously, we looked for words inside a word. Now we are breaking up a word. Who would like to tell me where in the word teacher do we break it up? Anybody?
How to break it down?
Yes, I'm listening.
Where do you break it up?
Where would you break it up? Someone was clapping, Nana. That was a very good idea. Yes, yes, your hand is up.
M-T.
Teacher.
You're getting there, you're getting it. Say it. You've got it.
T and cha.
Yes. Give yourself a pat on the back, young man. Well done. Yay. That's what I like to see. Teach. Very, very good. Well done. The next thing a person can do, we can use punctuation to understand what we are reading. Okay. Who knows, before I show you guys, who knows what punctuation is? I'd like a few people to give me a few examples so that everybody kind of gets a turn if it's possible.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, young man, your hand is almost touching the sky. Yes?
Question mark.
Question mark. Very good. Anybody else? Jerome?
Full stop.
Full stop. Good. Praise. Do you have any ideas of a punctuation mark? That's fine. You keep listening, young lady. I'm going to scroll down here. Oh, there we have Cody. Cody, do you have any ideas of what a punctuation mark is?
It's a comma.
A comma. Very good. Well done, guys. Okay. Right, let's see. I'm just going to scroll up here. See you guys all there. Right. Let's see if we are right. What is that?
A full stop.
Full stop.
That means you stop. You
Mama,
don't move.
how to
Okay.
like show
When you
yourself?
read a
How do you
sentence,
show?
you
want a
stop
video?
straight away. Okay. Now remember, if you want to talk with somebody while I'm still busy, you're allowed to mute if you feel comfortable, just to, if you want to say something to someone else. Okay, so you can mute your own screen and you can unmute it whenever you're ready to answer. What is that? Yes, yes.
Oh,
Comma. Good. And that means that you pause. It means you take a breath. You're reading and you take a breath before carrying on with your sentence. Now, we use a comma a lot to add more information or to make lists. Right. Next is a
Question mark.
Question mark.
question mark. Now, if you look, very good, guys. This is awesome. If you look on the question mark, you'll see someone thinking. That means you have to answer something. So sometimes we have to think a little bit. Yes. Is that? You can say that tricky words.
Exclamation mark.
Very good. Oh, where to? Do you want to share your answer as well?
I was about to say exclamation mark and then everybody said it. So yeah.
Guess what? I heard you. And well done.
Thank you.
You guys are awesome. I love this. I love seeing you and I love being here with you today. Okay, here's a few more examples. When you get stuck and you're reading something, sometimes you just need to go back and read the word again to understand it. Okay? Because maybe you do know the word, but you just need to go back and read it again. Another trick or strategy, let's call it a strategy, not a trick. Another strategy is to carry on reading, because maybe in the next sentence, you can figure out what they were trying to say in the sentence earlier. So maybe you do not know a word, but if you carry on reading and you go back, you will understand it. Okay. Listen to what you're reading. You guys can hear me talking slowly. You hear that? I'm talking slowly, I'm helping you, but I'm also reading. And the only way I know that you can understand me is because I'm talking out loud. I'm reading out loud. So sometimes you need to read your sentences and your stories and your information aloud so we can hear you. Okay. Okay, I'm going to read the sentence. Actually, it's a paragraph and it has no punctuation, none at all. And I just want to show you by example what it's like if we never ever had punctuation marks. Okay, are you ready? Hippos like to swim in water and roll in the mud. The mud protects them from the sun and the water keeps them cool. They are very protective of their young and can become extremely dangerous when protecting them. I nearly ran out of breath there. Did you hear?
Yes.
Did you understand it properly? No. You didn't have the words in front of you. No. Let's try it again, this time with punctuation. Okay. You're welcome to read along with me if you want to. I will read slowly. Hippos like to swim
in the water and roll in
the mud. Very good. Don't give up. The mud protects them from the sun,
and the
Water keeps them cool.
Good job. They are very protective of
They
their
are young and
can become extremely dangerous when protecting them. You guys are awesome. Can you tell me what word needs a comma in front of it? What word doesn't, sorry, let me rephrase that.
Okay.
Which word, okay, I'm going to show you my face, don't get a fright. Okay, so which word sounds like a pause, but it isn't. It hasn't got a comma. So it sounds like I'm
Ma'am,
pausing, but it doesn't. Yes.
Ma'am, can you restart it?
Yes. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Look for a word that does not need a comma, but it sounds like I'm pausing. Okay, I'm going to start.
Oh.
Hippos like to swim in water and roll in the mud. The mud protects them from the sun. The water keeps them cool. They are very protective of their young and can become extremely dangerous when protecting them. So do you know what word sounds like a comma? Which word do we pause it? Melody.
Protects them from the sun.
I think that it's
Young.
water.
Okay, so is it near the water? What word is near the water?
It's like and the water keeps. Like,
And yes. Tell me, your hands up. I'm listening.
Ma'am, my opinion is by the mud. Like, and the hippos like to swim in the water and roll in the mud.
Okay, so where do you think I would breathe or take a pause?
Ma'am, in mud, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, it's not.
Okay, so
Ma'am.
and
Ma'am?
yes, Melody.
my name is not really Melody. It's my mom's name.
Sorry, sweetheart. What's your name?
It's Takutswa.
Takutwa. Do you have a nickname?
Chava.
Chaba. Can I call you Chaba?
Yes, miss. It's end.
It is and. Well done. It is and. And the reason why it's and is because the first sentence is giving us information, and the second sentence, it can be a sentence on its own as well. So and is joining two sentences together. Okay. So right, let's move on.
That's the last one.
Okay. Do you see my hippo?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
I like my hippo. Okay.
Tia, your Dawn family is struggling
Ma'am,
with
can I
understanding the
talk-
concept. If you can just
Ma'am?
explain to her, please.
Which one?
She just made a note to say that she doesn't understand and that she needs assistance.
Okay. This area that we were reading, the paragraph, okay, we were learning about where we pause in punctuation.
Because you
Okay,
need to learn how to do
so
this.
this paragraph has no punctuation. The first paragraph that I don't know if you can see my little arrow. This paragraph has no punctuation. So what I did is I read it, and I read it without punctuation to show you that it is impossible, well, not impossible, but very difficult to understand what someone is reading if there is no punctuation. This paragraph, the second one, we put punctuation in it. This way you can hear where to stop, where to pause, okay? And then you can understand better what you are reading. Would you like me to read it without punctuation again, just to show you by example?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going to do that. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Hippos
Yes,
like
ma'am.
to swim in water and roll in the mud. The mud protects them from the sun and the water keeps them cool. They are very protective of their young and can become extremely dangerous when protecting them. You see, I nearly ran out of breath.
Problem.
Did you make out what I was saying if you did not have the words in front of you?
Ma'am?
Yes, praise.
Ma'am?
Yes.
I can't really hear you nicely because of all the
What are you
speaking
doing?
in the background.
Okay, we'll see if we can tune it out so that you can hear me
Mute
better.
everybody for a
Thank
second,
you.
just so that everybody's muted.
Yes, sir. Ma'am? Hello, sir. How are you?
Okay,
I've muted
Right.
everybody.
thank you. That's better. Right, now I'm going to read the second paragraph with punctuation. Okay. Hippos like to swim in water and roll in the mud. The mud protects them from the sun and the water keeps them cool. Now, do you notice that the full stop over here stops the sentence? So I know that I've said what I've had to say. Now I can continue. The mud protects them from the sun. The comma tells me to pause and take a breath. Okay, so the mud protects them from the sun, pause, and the water keeps them cool, stop. You with me? Yes. Okay. So now you can understand why punctuation is so important. Does everybody understand? Any questions? Okay. So can I continue? All right. Right. So another way that you know you're learning. Yes, Jordan. Your Dawn family, is that right?
Ma'am.
Yes. Do you have a question?
Ma'am, why do we need to use punctuation marks in long sentences?
Because a long sentence is basically too long to you don't take a breath. You can't and also if I'm reading and I'm not taking a breath, then someone can't follow with me as well. Also, a sentence, a long sentence usually is made up of 2 or more sentences. Okay.
So, ma'am,
yes.
I have an example, ma'am. So, if we make a sentence, like when you break, do you need commas and question marks and exclamation marks?
Well, you don't always need an exclamation mark unless you're shouting or talking louder and expressing a feeling. You do need commas and full stops. A short sentence does not need a comma because you're not adding information. You're just saying something and you're stopping. For example, do you have an example for me?
No, I'm asking. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Yes. You have another question?
So, ma'am, if it's a short sentence, does it still need a full stop, ma'am?
All sentences need a full stop. Every single sentence needs a full stop.
Okay, ma'am.
Because you can't add another short sentence or continue a story if you don't have a full stop. It separates the information. It shows you what's going to happen first, what's going to happen second, what's going to happen third, what's going to happen next. Okay. So you definitely need your full stop. It's a very good question. Thank you. Yes.
Pleasure.
Ma'am. Ma'am.
Yes. Who's that?
Ma'am.
Everyone.
What's okay? What is over here? What is it written? I check. I am right by.
I'm going through that with you now. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go through this now. I check I'm right by going back to look at the words carefully. So to make sure you've read something correctly or pronounce it correctly, you can always try and go back and read again. If that does not work, then we're going to try the next strategy, which is I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to read a word and I want to see if you can see that I've read it wrong. Are you ready? Okay. The mud protects them from the sun and the water keeps them cool. They are very protective of their young and can become extremely dangerous when protecting them. Where have I misread or said a word? Yes?
Ma'am, you missed the word by saying protective or
did I say it wrong? Tyler, where's Tyler?
Here. You said I can't really say what you were going to say, but the actual word is protective.
Well done. So I said procative, but it's not actually procative. It's protective. So that is what I mean when I say to you, I can tell when I've made a mistake. So I can hear, because I read it out loud, that doesn't sound right. There's no such word as procative. Nah, this isn't right. So then I go back and I read it again. And then I realize, it's protective. So
Ma'am?
then I know I've made a mistake and I can correct it. That shows you are learning. Yes. You have a question?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am?
Yes.
So, do you always need to, so the sentence says, I'm checking I'm right by going back to look for words carefully.
Yes. That's exactly what you do. You go back, you look at the words carefully, and if you hear that a word doesn't sound, yes.
Some of us when we read when we go back we still don't understand the word.
Okay, that's what I'm going to teach you now. Don't worry, we're getting there. That's a good question. Hold on to it because we are getting there. Okay. So this is what you've done is exactly what you're supposed to do. When you read over something and you still don't understand it and you still can't pronounce the word or say the word, you ask questions. Okay. You ask somebody around you. You ask somebody who might know, or like you just did, you asked me. Okay. That is a very good way of trying to understand something because you don't know everything, grade 5s. None of us do. And you are learning. So when you come across something that you don't know or don't understand, it shows you're learning, which is absolutely very important. So ask questions. The next way of doing that is to use who knows what we can use to help look up words we don't understand? Yes. Yes, your hands up.
I use in a dictionary.
Exactly. Use a dictionary.
I use a dictionary.
You can use it online. You can use it one that you have on hand. Either way, it is the dictionaries often also tell you how to pronounce something. So if you cannot pronounce something correctly and you know it doesn't sound right or somebody tells you that's not how it is said, you can look up in the dictionary and it actually breaks up the words in syllables, like breaks them up so that you can learn to pronounce it. Okay.
Yes.
So always go to the dictionary.
Ma'am, but some of us doesn't have dictionaries and our parents don't have enough money to buy for them dictionaries. What do you do, ma'am?
Are you online right now?
Yes, ma'am.
You can go to an online dictionary.
Oh, ma'am. Ma'am, how do you do that, ma'am?
Google.
Okay.
Okay, you just go to Google, you type in English dictionary, and you go into the English dictionary. It can be Oxford is a very good one. And you can type in the word that you're looking at that you don't understand, and then it'll give you the meaning of it. Okay. Yes? Okay. Another good way of understanding something that you're reading is to talk through your ideas like we're doing now. We're sharing ideas, we're sharing our feelings about what we are reading. Okay. For example, we read a piece about hippos just now. Who has anything to share about hippos? Who knows something about hippos they can tell me? Yes.
And hippos and what do you call it? And elephants are just the same. It's just that they just look different to each other.
Okay,
they're
so
like
yes.
They like going on the mud on the sea. They go on the mud, and they also go on the water to protect themselves on far journeys. But the strange thing here is that it's just that what do you call it? Elephants travel a lot, but hippos don't. They like just in one place.
That is very true. Well done. Praise, would you like to share?
Hippos, they don't actually swim. They actually push their legs against the floor, and then they look like they're swimming.
That's good. And why do you think they don't actually swim?
Well, I was researching on hippos because those are my favorite animals.
Awesome.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am, how do we know that elephants ma'am, how do you know what's your favorite book, ma'am?
What your favorite book is?
Yes, ma'am. When you're in grade 1, what books are you supposed to be reading, ma'am?
Well, that varies. It depends how old you are. It depends on what you enjoy reading. As long as you're reading, even if you're reading a newspaper or magazine, you can even read that aloud.
Okay, ma'am.
As long as you're reading,
Thank
it
you,
doesn't
ma'am.
matter what you read, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what I really like about this is you are sharing your thoughts, you are sharing your ideas, and you are sharing your feelings. And that is what we're going to do when we go through the comprehension. Yes, so where to?
Huh? Did you know?
Okay, I can't hear that. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to move on.
Ma'am.
Yes, someone's mamming me.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, even hippos are very protective, ma'am, to the younger ones, ma'am.
That's exactly right. And did you know that they are very, very, very aggressive, actually? Very aggressive animals.
Ma'am, why does all animals take care of the young, ma'am?
Well, why does your mommy take care of you?
I don't know, ma'am.
Because your parents or family take care of you because they care about you.
Ma'am,
okay, that's
there's
why.
a story that I learned about rhinos. Ma'am, why does humans kill rhinos and all the other animals?
Well, I think it's probably because some people enjoy that. Some people enjoy hunting. Some people make money from it. So it depends on the person.
Okay, ma'am.
But they are endangered, so we don't really want that happening. Otherwise, we're going to have no rhinos left. Okay, so guys, we halfway. I'm sorry to interrupt, but we are got to move on a little bit to get to the comprehension. We are going to do a few more questions in a minute. Okay. All right. Now, when you think about when we read comprehensions, sometimes you'll see that a teacher or whoever's with you, going through comprehension with you, will stop you before you get to the end, or a story that you're just reading, and say to you, okay, stop. What's going to happen next? So we do that because we want you to be able to think of if you can predict what will happen next in the story. Okay, can you create a picture of what's happening in your mind? Can you use words around you to tell me about it? Because sometimes if you use words you're unfamiliar with to retell a story, it might not make sense. So it's important when you're retelling a story to use words that you're more comfortable using and more familiar with. Okay. So I'm going to show you what I mean as we move on.
Ma'am,
yes.
Ma'am, what's written by what's written by, I think about what might happen, and then it's written why on over here. Why?
Okay, so I think about what might happen and can say why. So you think about what if I read you a story and I don't read the end. You think what's going to happen, and then you say why you think that. So you might be looking at the picture, and the picture might give you an idea of what you think might be happening.
When the teachers reach the end of the stories and then they still think what's gonna happen.
Some stories and comprehensions are not given, the whole story isn't given to you because they are going to ask that question. Okay, so sometimes they won't give you the whole story because they want to ask that question. Yes.
Ma'am, can you please mute all of us so that we can, when one wants to talk, you can unmute us so that you have control over what's happening.
Okay, we'll see if we can do that, okay? Yes.
but everybody keeps unmuting themselves. So
Oh,
if you can only unmute yourself when you want to say something and re-mute yourself once you're done, that would be appreciated. Thanks.
Excuse me, ma'am.
okay.
Thanks, ma'am.
Okay, Wangama.
Ma'am, is it true that hippos actually grow the most biggest teeth in the world? Like between the here. That's why they what's called when a hippo bites you, what's called damage you more than other animals.
Well, they definitely can. I don't know exactly the information. Like you've probably found out a little bit more than I have, but I have definitely heard that hippos can do a lot more damage than other wild animals when they bite you. Okay, so let's continue with the comprehension. Otherwise, we're not going to get it done today, and I really would like to be able to go through it with you. Okay, so when we're reading this story, when I'm reading the story to you, I might stop and ask you, what do you think is going to happen next? Why do you think what's going to happen next? I might also encourage you to think of create a picture in your mind, okay, of what is happening. Okay. And you can use words you're comfortable using when you are explaining to me or answering me. So these are the three questions that I'm going to go to now. I'm going to read you the following story. Hippo has no hair. And it is written by Basilio Guimo and Carol Liddermont from africanstorybook.org. And if you go to the site, you can find a lot of stories there that are very colorful and very nice to read. So you look at the title, Hippo Has No Hair. And I'm going to ask you, who do you think the story is about? And you're going to focus on this question, who? What do you think will happen in the story? So what do you think will happen just by looking at the title? And why do you think so? Why do you think so? Okay, so I know that I've written at the bottom to send your answer, but you can just send it in the chat, and you can just share it with me when if you get a turn now, and you're unmuted once I've asked you. All right, so let's move on. Looking at the title, who do you think the story is about? So the title is Why Hippo Has No Hair. It is also Hippo Has No Hair. There's different variations. So who do you think the story is about? Hippo. So who would like to answer? Okay, let's see who we have here.
Hippo. Me.
Hippo.
Okay, praise. Yes, I'm going to ask both of you. Don't worry, don't disappear. I want you to give me an answer too. There's another question coming. Yes, praise.
Hippo. Hippo.
Okay, so the story is about a hippo. Do you agree the story is about a hippo?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, right. Let's look at the next question. What do you think will happen in the story? So what do you think is going to happen in this story? Yes. Is your hand up? Yes, aware too?
I think something bad will happen to the hippo, and then but actually, do hippos actually have hair?
Do you think they have hair?
No, ma'am.
No, they don't
No,
have
ma'am.
hair. Okay, Cassia, is that Cassia?
Ma'am?
Would you like to share what you think will happen?
Ma'am, I think the hippo will die, ma'am.
Ooh, that's
Why?
a drastic
That's
ending.
something else. That's scary.
Okay, well, I really hope that doesn't happen.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
so, yes.
Ma'am,
I can't see you.
About
wait, I'm busy here.
Yes.
Ma'am, I think it's like about
Alande.
maybe cover some birds, put some fur, like some feathers on it, then like
What?
maybe a mud pool or something, right? Then a bird goes,
Okay, that's interesting. I
Ma'am?
like this.
because I can actually
Ma'am?
see it here. What if the bird feathers just like float away?
Ma'am?
Sometimes it's like
So you think he's covered in bird feathers?
Ma'am, I have something.
Yes. Who am I talking to?
Ma'am, Nkosinachi.
Nkosinathi.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I think he's going to try to find some hair to put on his head.
Okay, so he's going to find some hair. Oh, that's interesting. Some hair to put on his head.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am,
Yes, sweetie. I can't see your name.
ma'am, maybe,
Your
ma'am,
hands up. You can share with me. Yes.
ma'am,
Mm-hmm.
ma'am, maybe, ma'am, he will go somewhere, ma'am, like ma'am, a magical place, ma'am, and find a cure bottle, ma'am, to remove all the hair.
Excuse me.
Oh, so he might find a cure to remove all the hair. Okay, guys, you've seen some interesting stories, but now don't worry about the bottom section. Okay, why do you think so? Why do you think so? Rafana, am I saying that right? Rafana,
Yes, ma'am.
why do you think so?
I think he will get here
Okay,
because
so
I think something's gonna happen in the story.
okay, so you think he's going to get here in the story?
Yes.
Okay, that's awesome. Anybody else? Yes, Mungama. Is it yours?
Ma'am, I think maybe they wanna like put something like to make it stick on him. He wanders around the jungle, travels in bushes, and finds some like hair on him. Other
Ma'am?
Okay, all right. So he gets someone, put something sticky on him and he gets things stuck to him everywhere. All right, that sounds very interesting. I think I want to read your guys' stories more. Yes. Who do we have over here? Your hands up.
I think that the hippo will lose hair because it's in and out the water all the time.
Okay, so maybe the water's getting rid of his hair slowly?
Yes.
That's an interesting. Oh, I hope you guys are jotting your ideas down. Yes, young man.
Ma'am, maybe maybe it's because they were not born with hair, so they thinking of growing some hair before they go to.
Ooh, I like where you're going with that.
Ma'am.
This is awesome, guys. You're doing very well. Right, so why hippo? Yes. So I'm going to let one more person say something, and then we need to start the comprehension. But I really love your interaction. You guys are doing great. Last hand up. Yes.
Ma'am, that was the hippo born with? I think the hippo wasn't born with it. I think the hippo was born with it because it looked like the hippo had it.
Okay. So shall we find out?
And I think that they cut the hair off.
Ooh. I hope you wrote that idea down. You guys have a lot of ideas. Very good. This is going to be interesting. So all we have is a picture and a title to tell us what's going to happen. Now, I'm just a minute, guys. Sorry, I know you're excited and you want to share your ideas, and I will give you a turn. We need to start the comprehension now so that we can find out what really happened and who might be very close to knowing what happened. Okay, so I'm going to read the story to you. So listen very carefully. Okay, so one day Rabbit was walking by the riverside. Hippo was there too, going for a stroll and eating some nice green grass. Hippo didn't see that Rabbit was there, and she accidentally stepped on Rabbit's foot. Rabbit started screaming at Hippo, "You, Hippo, can't you see that you're stepping on my foot?" Now, do you see words you know? And do you see words that maybe you don't know? Yes. Do you see words that you don't know? Okay. What are they? Okay, stroll. Very good. That is a good one. So what do you do when you find a word you don't know? Do you remember what I said earlier in the lesson?
Yes.
What did I say?
Ask the teacher what it
Yes.
means or how you pronounce it.
Okay. So
Look at a dictionary.
Ma'am,
look at a dictionary. Who's going to look up the word in the dictionary for us?
ma'am, I think I should use Google.
I will.
You think? Well, you can use a Google online dictionary. No problem.
Ma'am, it's way easier. You don't have to look for pages and
Teacher did this.
Okay, look it up. I'm going to give you a few seconds to look it up so that you can share with me. Are there any other words that somebody else doesn't know?
There we go. There we go.
ma'am, straw means that he went to take a walk or he went to take a jog for a little while because sometimes he might get bored and he didn't realize what to do, so he took a stroll.
Well done. That's exactly. And if you look in the story, you can see Rabbit was walking and Hippo was there too, going for a stroll. So walking and stroll are synonyms. So they sound the same. Sorry, my apologies. They mean very similar meanings. They mean the same thing, basically. So you can say you're going for a stroll or you're going for a walk. Okay, you can use either one. So well done. Is there any other word before we move on that someone does not understand or is not sure about? Yes. Yes.
I don't understand. It says here, one day, hippo was there going for a stroll and eating some nice grass. Hippo didn't see that rabbit was there and she quietly,
Accidentally.
stepped
Yes,
on rabbit's foot.
accidentally. Okay, is that the word you don't understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Accidentally. Who would like to tell and share with the class what accidentally means? Yes.
Ma'am, accidentally means that he did it by mistake and maybe he wanted maybe he did not see him and tried and maybe he couldn't, maybe he tried to not to step on him because hippos have those big foot and they're so that's why.
Well done. Yeah, I like your explanation. And what I also really like is that you were very descriptive. So you explained to me why you thought that he didn't mean to do it because his foot was big. So that was very good. You're on the right path with comprehension there. Well done.
Yes,
okay,
ma'am.
so let's go on and I'm going to read the next part for you. Okay. Hippo apologized to Rabbit. I'm so sorry. I didn't see you. Please forgive me. But Rabbit wouldn't listen and he shouted at Hippo. You did that on purpose. Someday you'll see you're going to pay. Ooh, who can tell me that there's quite a few punctuation marks that are the same? What are they? Yes.
Quotation marks.
Exclamation marks.
Exclamation mark.
Exclamation mark.
You all right.
Well done. Comma.
Okay, so exclamation marks.
Exclamation
But if you listen to the way I'm going to say this one, I'm so sorry I didn't see you. Please forgive me. Now, listen to the way I say the next one. You did that on purpose. What is the difference? They both have exclamation marks, but they both don't sound the same. So what is the difference between the way?
Ma'am, your voice is low. Your voice.
Ma'am.
The type of volume.
So the volume of my voice changes? Yes.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am,
yes.
they have inverted commas.
They also have inverted commas because they're speaking. Well done.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Who can tell me how the hippo is talking and how the rabbit is talking? They're not saying it in the same feeling. Yes.
The rabbit is talking loudly and the hippo is talking softly.
Okay, that is right. The rabbit is talking loudly, the hippo is talking softly. But there's another feeling I'd like someone else, anybody else got any other ideas? Yes, sweetie.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, so the rabbit is feeling angry. The rabbit is feeling angry and the hippo is feeling sad.
The rabbit is angry and the hippo is sad. And young man over here, would you like to share?
Yes,
Either one of you. Yes.
Ma'am, the rabbit was a cruel friend. He's a cruel person because he's shouting at Hippo, but he knew that Hippo was older than him. So rabbit shouted, and then after that, Hippo felt so sad. He even said sorry maybe three times or so, and now rabbit does not forgive. And
Okay, that's a very creative answer. Why do you think, I'm interested to know, why do you think hippo's older?
Ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am.
Because you said hippo was older.
Ma'am, because a rabbit can live from 8 to 10 years and hippos can live longer.
Wow, someone's doing their research. Oh, my, I'm loving this. Well, the one thing I can clearly see is you guys definitely understand how hippo is feeling and speaking and how rabbit is feeling and speaking. So let's find out what's going to happen next. Okay, you can see his face there, hey? He doesn't look very happy. So Rabbit, there's a new character now in the story. Rabbit went to fire and said, go, burn Hippo. When she comes out of the water to eat grass, she stepped on me. Do you think fire will help Rabbit? But remember, tell me why. So do you think fire will help Rabbit? Why do you think so? Now we need to take turns. So if I click on raise your hand, and if I can see your hand, then I can click on you. Yes. Yes?
It's me.
Yes, it's you.
Ma'am, no, maybe fire won't help him because Rabbit wasn't speaking so nicely. He did not say please. He just started walking and say
yes.
burn Hippo, go burn Hippo when she comes out of the water to eat grass. Burn her. She stepped on me and who says Rabbit wasn't being so nice. He was so cruel. I don't think I would ever have a friend like that. Never.
I agree with you, but you are right. It could be that fire won't listen. Who said something different? Yes, man over here. Yeah.
Ma'am, fire can't walk.
Okay.
Ma'am, fire can't walk.
Okay, fire can't walk. And this young man over here, can you see? I'm pointing to you. I don't know if you can see. You aren't muted.
Ma'am, maybe ma'am, it was ma'am a bad thing to do, and fire ma'am felt ma'am helpless ma'am, and he didn't want to ma'am do like burn the hippo ma'am.
So he didn't want to upset. He didn't want to upset Rabbit, but he didn't want to burn Hippo either.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and over here we have a hand up over here. Yes.
Ma'am, what's this? Let me tell you something a little bit about fire, but it's about petrol with fire. Petrol and fire can't be together because they can petrol can make fire. What do you call it? Spread. Like spread
Yes.
around the place, and then it'll be like a disaster. That's why I don't trust petrol with fire together as friends. I don't trust that, because
Yes.
one day somebody can die, and then that person killed the wrong person, and then he might go to somewhere that he never
Okay,
wanna
but
never wanted
remember,
to go,
sweetie,
and you know the
this
person. I
is
didn't understand the place.
this is an African tale.
People
So
told me many things
it's a
about jail.
yeah, but it's a story. So I don't think that with a story for children they're gonna cause too much terrible things to happen in this story. So why don't we see? Maybe something bad will happen, but I don't think you need to worry that it's going to be that bad. Okay.
Sheena?
So shall we find out? Yes.
We need to start wrapping up.
Okay. All right. So
Cool.
I'm going to, you guys should be able to get this PowerPoint or the questions online. And so I want you to, because we can't finish the story together, I would like you, if you can access the story, to be able to, I'm just going to go to the last page, to read the story on your own online if you can, on my PowerPoint that I've made for you. Okay. And then I'm just going to go to the page where the questions are for you. Okay. There we go. Now, these are the questions I was going to go through with you today. And we didn't get to finish these questions.
Can I have a picture of this picture?
So you can go to our website. You should be able to access the PowerPoint, okay, that I have for you here. And you should be able to go back to the slides, read the story, and answer these questions. And then what you can do is you can go back on my slide and you'll see I've actually put in the answers, okay? So you can go back and you can check your own work to see if you've answered them. But I want you to try and answer them before you go back and look at my answers, okay?
Ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am, can you please send us your email so that we can look on YouTube if we still have you?
Yes, the email is with our site. So if you go to digital lockdown STEM digital lockdown school or #lockdown school, you can just click on there, or African Teen Geeks. Okay. If you look at the end of the slide, I will have it there for you quickly. I'll go there before we finish. Let's see. I got quite a. You see over here, African Teen Geeks. You go there. Okay.
Ma'am?
You can even Google it. Yes.
Ma'am?
Okay,
what are we learning about tomorrow?
Tomorrow we are doing a writing lesson. Okay.
Ma'am, I did learn of that, ma'am.
Our next lesson will be on writing. Okay.
Ma'am, may I please ask a question?
No, I'm trying to show you the pages on here before I leave you. Okay, this is all the links that you can click on to go and look at the story, read the story, watch the story. If you go to eClassroom over here, you can actually find my questions and you can answer them if you can't get onto my PowerPoint. On African Storybook, they have the story for you. It's a bit different than ours, but it's the same kind of tale. And if you go to Tinga Tales, you can also see the story. And if you want to draw a hippo, you can go to Play Palm, and they have a hippo from Tinga Tales that they can teach you how to draw. Okay, so you can have a bit of fun as well.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
It is an absolute pleasure. Am I going to see you tomorrow?
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, awesome.
Bye.
Nice to see you guys. Bye.
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 Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.